Okay, here we have the winner of the Queen's Trophy. When it comes to dreams, especially ones that come true, you high on the list. And here she comes now, dressed as a princess in her coach, just before the stroke of midnight when ugly reality will intrude on her dream. Ah, but only temporarily.
Her coach is being pulled with the famous Anheuser-Busch Clydesdales, which tells you experienced, accomplished veterans of float watching that this is the entry of the city of St. Louis, making its 43rd parade appearance. As she rides away, Cinderella's leaving behind her a feathery forest, a Gothic gatehouse, a pair of swans on a pond. In the rear, a fairy tale castle. But as we all know, she will get to return to the castle. After all, that's where she left her glass slipper, a little something submitted by the Anecdote Reference Committee here of the Rose Parade.
Wow, I love Cinderella. And I want to just take a second to say Happy New Year to everybody at West's house, and see you guys tomorrow back at work.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Beautiful float.
There's the glass slipper.
Oh my gosh, there it is.
See, I didn't make that up. I didn't make that up.
Now I see it.
I know that story.
One of my favorites.
Here's a group of mules with more variety than you may ever have existed in mules. Did you know that nowadays mules are ridden in dressage, western, English, and side saddle? These mules include sorrels, grays, Appaloosas, buck of mule colors, palominos. Now, yeah, how is that possible, you might ask? Well, as you probably know, a mule is the result of mating a horse and a donkey. So depending on the horse, the mule's coloring will vary. See how I know that?
I see how you know that. The group writing here is the American Donkey and Mule Society, with members coming from as far away as Virginia, Texas, and Utah. And an interesting fact, it was mules that pulled the equipment to do the grading of the lamp for the Rose Parade, for the Rose Bowl, and for Colorado Boulevard, along which the parade is now marching. Okay, kids, dreams, and laughter is the theme of this year's parade. Well, this float brings us a message. It's great to dream, but you've also got to plant a few seeds now, so your dreams will blossom later. That's just what the Jolly Farmer is doing on this float titled Planting for the Future, brought to us as a salute to community gardening by the Kiwanis International of California, Nevada, and Hawaii.
The gardener is decorated with palm fiber, dockweed, lunaria seeds, and straw flowers. The sculpted flowers with carnation petals, mums, and tea leaves. And how about the vegetable garden? The vegetable garden, genuine. They contain real celery, cabbage, and carrots. It's the real deal.
We could make soup.
From Franklin, Tennessee, the Franklin High School Marching Band. 250 brass, woodwinds, percussion, 36 flags, 2 banner carriers, 2 drum majors. Makes you wonder if there's a single high school musician left back at home at the volunteer state. Actually, Franklin is in the heart of music country. It's just south of Nashville. Among the folks who live right nearby are Crystal Gale, Eddie Rabbitt, Dolly Parton, Winona and Naomi Judd, Larry Gatlin, Waylon Jennings. Of course, for those people listening, these youngsters have got to play well. And they do. They've won so many awards that we need 2 parades to list them all. They've also won another distinction. Like most of the high school bands, they raise money to come here from fundraisers. Franklin specializes in fruit sales. And they've gotten so good at it, they've been named national champion in citrus fundraising.
They're terrific. Great uniforms, too.
You know, it's nice. Yeah, well, hi there. It's really nice to see kids like this. The colors are great. There they are, all dedicated.
Sure, they've worked so hard.
They're working hard now. 5.5 miles this parade winds.
I bet you their parents are very proud of them. Okay. Now here, coming up is the Judge's Special Trophy. Wow, here's a float that could be every kid's dream and a lot of parents' nightmares, especially if kids start saying, I want one. Well, we're here to tell you, you can't have one. Okay, now here it comes. This has won the Judge's Special Trophy Award right here in Pasadena, 1996 Rose Parade. And what a beautiful day out here it is, isn't it, Shadoe?
It is unbelievable.
The sun is shining, the mountains are clear, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And everybody seems to be having such a great time. Now, this float is the 20th consecutive entry from American Honda, and it's called KLD X96. It's a 40-foot high-tech action figure that converts into a 17-foot low-riding mobile vehicle. It's powered by a sophisticated electronically controlled fluid drive system, and it will go through its conversion cycle 25 times over the length of the parade. Can you believe that?
I'm waiting for it to do it. Another reason parents will be happy that the KLD X96 is not available in toy stores. It comes custom built with a sound system that packs more than 30,000 watts. Plays a computer-generated soundtrack that allows the float to be felt as well as heard as it rumbles along the parade route.
Oh, wow, and can we hear it, huh?
And it talks. They didn't say that.
Yes, and I don't think little Richie will be getting one of these. Amazing the technology today, what they can do.
Isn't it ever? And you have to keep pinching yourself, reminding yourself that these are all flowers. They're all covered with flowers. This isn't crepe paper, ladies and gentlemen. This is a real thing.
This isn't like coloring books and crayons here. This is math. And a Happy New Year back to you too, KLDX 96.
CBS's coverage of the 1996 Tournament of Roses Parade continues with your hosts, Shadoe Stevens and Cathy Moriarty.
This is a band that's made one of the longer journeys to get to the 107th Rose Parade, all the way from the island of Okinawa here in the Nishihara Senior High School Marching Band, 154 strong. The 7 color girls in front of the band are wearing traditional Okinawan kimonos and lotus hats. Among the selections being played, several traditional melodies from Okinawa.
Okinawa, as you probably know, is part of Japan. A little more than a year ago, this band won first prize at the All Japan Marching Festival. And back in 1993, it represented Japan in the All Asian Marching Band Festival in South Korea. While they are here, these students will stay with the families of the Okinawan descendants in California. Here's an entry from one of the most distinguished and exciting national institutions, the Smithsonian, in Washington, D.C. It's called Remembering, Imagining, and Discovering, and it's really a panoramic view of human achievement, starting with the Wright brothers biplane and an Apollo space explorer, a sculpture by Henry Moore, African and American mounds, even an oversized baseball autographed by Babe Ruth.
Further back, there is an original American 13-star flag and the Smithsonian Castle. Smithsonian turns 150 this year. To celebrate that anniversary, it's sending 350 of its treasures on a 2-year tour of 11 U.S. cities. That begins next month right here in Los Angeles.
They did the flag. There's Babe Ruth's signature on the giant baseball. Okay, now here are two giant birds off on a fantastic flight, which happens to be the name of this float. They're raised hydraulically to a height of 50 feet in the air. At the widest point of their movement, the wingspan is 30 feet, and when the birds are lowered, the length of the float is 68 feet.
That's amazing.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Just amazing.
It's a complicated animation system controlled by computer, and it lets them soar and flap their wings to keep them safe and stable. A complex 50-foot cantilever was designed, again, by computer, but it's absolutely amazing.
As you might guess from the tower and the lanterns, there's a Chinese connection to this float. It's sponsored by China Airlines. And on a floral note, the birds are covered in white mums and coconut, accented with yellow and gold dot mums, purple and white dendrobium, orchids, and lavender status, clover leaves, seed, and orange lentil. And it does tower.
There it goes. There goes our fantastic flight float. Amazing, huh? That's beautiful. Shadoe, one of the things I have to marvel at is that so many people, nearly 1,000 Tournament of Roses volunteers, thousands of float decorators, band musicians, writers, have gotten up at some ungodly hour to take part in the Rose Parade.
We get up pretty early ourselves, 4 a.m. And of course, you probably got up an hour earlier, went out and jogged at 5, 6 miles this morning.
Yeah, sure I did.
More of the 1996 Rose Parade coming up right after this.
Okay, here is our fantasy trophy winner. Here is a dream machine brought to us by the United States Postal Service. The name of the float is We Deliver Dreams. The machine sure doesn't seem to be missing any power sources, from oars to propellers to steam engines to rockets to windmills to solar panels. It seems to be ready for anything, and notice all those moving parts. But the inside story is all the power sources are really powered by onboard electric generators and computerized hydraulic systems.
Very Jules Verne, isn't it? Yellow Submarine.
Yeah. The lovely clouds the dream floating on are made of white roses and Cattleya orchids accented with Wedgwood and Dutch blue iris.
The float was decorated by postal employees and their families and friends who spent 6,000 hours doing it. And you want to note that this float from the post office arrived on time. It arrived on time. Oh, gosh.
Oh.
Now this is very interesting. You're going to love this. The smallest horses in the parade. Don't feel sorry for them pulling those antique carriages and road carts. These are Wee Wheeler's miniature horse driving group. And they are pound for pound perhaps the strongest of all horse breeds. So strong that they were once used in mines to pull carts full of ore. I guess they've come up in the world since then. To qualify for competition, miniatures can't get any bigger than 34 inches, measured from the ground to the base of the last hair in their manes.
They come in as many types as the larger horses, Arabian, quarter horse, draft, and others, and in different colors too, from Appaloosa to Pinto, white to bay, and black. And okay, now coming up we have this spirited giant of a carousel horse comes to us with a message. Reach for your goals. The message is aimed at the kids on the merry-go-round. and of course to all of us. Of course, that's what the brass ring on the carousel is all about, reaching out to get what you want. The horse is decorated with straw flowers, mums, crushed sweet rice, lunaria status, seaweed, lentil seed, and Ming moss.
The message comes from the Optimist International. It's an organization devoted to helping youngsters express themselves by means of nationwide speech and essay contests. And this, by the way, is the first float from Optimist International since 1968. They were brought back to the parade by the Tournament of Roses president, Buck Grice, who is the past president of the Pasadena Optimists.
It's a pretty float.
I think this is my favorite parade of all time.
Yeah.
I love these. Anybody out there who's seeing this on television and you have a chance to come to Pasadena to see this parade, you must come. The words are failing me. From Porterville, California, looking very smart in navy blue coats, trousers, and shakos with gold and white trim. 271 musicians, drum majors and majorettes, and flags and banners of the Monash High School Marauder Marching Band. Most of the band here in the parade have done a fair amount of traveling, but the Marauders stand out even in this group. They were California's official representative to Queen Elizabeth's Silver Jubilee in England and Scotland, and they were the first amateur group invited to play in Copenhagen's famous Tivoli Gardens in Denmark.
And closer to home, they've played at home games for the San Diego Chargers, Los Angeles Raiders, and Los Angeles Rams. Of course, the Raiders are now in Oakland, and the Rams are in St. Louis, so the Marauders would have a bit longer ride this year in the season anyway. Outside.
Yeah, one after another.
Yeah,
they're all so different and all so talented.
Yeah, and they're all playing something different. It's not just regular band music. It's all very individual and eclectic.
They're very imaginative.
CBS's coverage of the 1996 Tournament of Roses Parade continues with your hosts Shadoe Stevens and Cathy Moriarty.
From Mahomet, Illinois, here are the Mahomet Seymour Marching Bulldogs. 52 brass, 40 woodwinds, 19 percussion, 31 auxiliaries, drum majors and flag carriers. It adds up to only 142. Not one of the larger units in this parade, but it's quite an achievement when you consider that they have an enrollment of only 670. So this band represents more than 20% of the student body. Mahomet itself is a small community just 10 miles west of Champaign-Urbana, which is the home of the University of Illinois. And this band has been the governor's champion at the university competition for the last 5 years. So let's give a listen, shall we, to the Marching Bulldogs.
Look, and then they blew our band down. is the Lathrop Leishman Trophy for the most beautiful non-commercial float coming our way. And here now is the first entry ever from the Central American nation of Costa Rica. It's called Dreams of Paradise, but I would add tropical to that title because those gorgeous colors of the macaws in the tropical garden and the rainforest could only be found in the tropics.
The macaws are decorated with carnations, statice, straw flower, crushed sweet rice, and black onion seed. The hanging garden with dendrobium and cattleya orchid sprays. The base garden with cattleya orchids, roses, gerbera daisies, and several colors of impatiens native to Costa Rica.
And Costa Rican had a contest to see which children would ride on the float. Aboard is the Costa Rican winner, and the winner in the Los Angeles Costa Rican community, along with an escort. What a beautiful float.
Another one. One after another. I can't think of which one I like best.
I can see why that won the Lathrop K. Leishman Trophy for nicest float. One of the nicest floats.
One of the many nicest floats. Pulling the wagon you see now are two members of a rare breed of horse. They're the American cream draft horses, the only breed of draft horse to originate in the U.S. Only about 100 of them worldwide. They're listed as an officially endangered breed. The foundation has been set up to preserve them. Their characteristics include pink skin, white manes and tails, and clear amber eyes that are white when they're foaled. According to those who know, they have good dispositions and they are willing workers. The horses are about 8 years old, and the mountain wagon they're pulling dates back around the turn of the century.
Okay, now here comes a dog that you just love to cuddle, and if he weren't so huge. The wagon he's pulling is filled with moms, dads, and kids who seem to be having a great time. And where are they going? Well, they're going to the festival, which is the name of this float. This is the first parade entry from the Monrovia Old Town Merchants Association, and they sponsor festivals in Monrovia on Friday evenings. So this group is either a little late for last Fridays or a little early for this one. But never mind, because it'll be fun.
The pleasant pooch gets his shaggy look from bunches of natural raffia, while coffee, seaweed, and strawberry powder highlight his face. Red wagons covered with mums, red carnations, and red Spanish peanut skins. Lush gardens are gerbera daisies, lilies, cattleya, dendrobium orchids, and multicolored roses. This lavish float is more splendid than a dream, which is a good description of it, and its title. It depicts the exotic culture of the Kingdom of Thailand. And this year they're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the crowning of its king. Thailand is also famous for that famous mystery writer Timothy Hallinan, who writes some novels there. Hey, Tim. The float shows us the royal palace, the royal dragon barges, and horse-drawn chariots. The palace itself is decorated with marigolds, mums, and straw flower. The arches with orange marigolds, pom-poms, yellow straw flower, and sweet rice, and the central enclosure with marigolds, carnations, and straw flower. I love these colors.
Yeah, and riding the float are 10 young men and women who are native to Bangkok, the capital city of Thailand. Not to mention that this is the winner of the International Trophy. And the name of the float is More Splendid Than a Dream, and it's absolutely stunning.
It's a fantasy merry-go-round. Isn't that nice?
Wow, that's a great float.
Welcome back to Pasadena, the 107th Tournament of Roses Parade. All 5.5 miles of it. I'm Shadoe Stevens.
And I'm Cathy Moriarty, wishing you a very happy New Year. Now, for those of us who can sing, let's join voices in a ringing chorus of happy birthday to the world-famous San Diego Zoo, which turns 80 this year. Now, this is the first zoo float ever. and sends along this flute as a present to itself and to us, and it's called party time. And you know it's a rare party indeed when the hippopotami start dancing. The dainty one in front is wearing a tutu, only in her case it will be more like a 4-4. She is decorated with cotton seed, lettuce seed, crushed sweet rice, straw flour, walnut shells, and gladioli and carnation petals. Lots and lots of petals because she is lots of lady.
A lot of lady. The San Diego Zoo began back in 1916 with a small menagerie. Now it's one of the world's great zoos, holding more than 900 species and 3,900 animals. I want to say happy birthday to every one of them.
You know, I'm surprised that this is the first zoo float ever. I mean, part of going to the zoo is just part of childhood for us, anyway.
Well, maybe today will change all that, Cathy.
I hope so, Shadoe.
Riding by now, the Valley Hunt Club. When you look at this group, you're really looking at the very origins of the Rose Parade. Back in 1890, the Valley Hunt Club, which itself is only 10 years old, began the Tournament of Roses. They sponsored it for the first 6 years until the Pasadena Tournament of Roses Association was organized to take it over. What we see now is an antique carriage drawn by 4 Frisian horses with 3 outriders, also Frisian. The Frisian is an ancient Dutch breed. It was once used by knights as an armed mount. And then as draft horses. These days they're used as a carriage horse or as a mount. Riding in the carriage are club president Sam Coleman and his family.
Here's a dream of yesteryear from the Sierra Madre Rose Float Association. Once upon a time, the foothill community of Sierra Madre was connected to Pasadena and all of Southern California by a trolley fondly known as the Big Red Car. There you see it in the station where folks could board it to travel to Pasadena via Colorado Boulevard, which happens to be the route of the Rose Parade.
Railroads also recognize those 4 white flags at the corner of the trolley. This is a special trolley, not one running on a regular schedule. The Big Red Car was certainly a special trolley to the folks in Sierra Madre, even though it's not decorated with red carnations as this one is.
Or it's... this is the Pomona High School Marching Band. Now from Arvado, Colorado, the 190 members of the Pomona High School Marching Band. These youngsters have won all sorts of prizes at the state, regional, and national levels. And they've gone even beyond that. In 1994, they won the Winter Guard International Scholastic World Championship here held in Dayton, Ohio.
Arvada, by the way, is in Jefferson County, a western suburb of Denver. And guess whose NFL games this band played at? That's right, the Denver Broncos. One of the ways they raised money was to raffle off a jacuzzi, so we hope the winner is sitting in it right now enjoying the band, the parade, the bubble, and the heat. I know I am.
Great costume.
Are the bands chosen by the colors of their costume, of their uniform? I don't think anybody's repeated.
No, everybody's completely different. There are 1 million people along the parade route here in Pasadena, and many of them have camped out for days to reserve their viewing spots.
125 million people are watching it on TV in this country, and another 300 million around the world. And for those of us watchers, there's a lot more Rose Parade to come right after this. Hi, I'm Shadoe Stevens here at the 1996 Rose Parade with Cathy Moriarty.
Who is feeling like a kid watching all these spectacular floats, the wonderful horses and great marching bands. I just hope the parade never ends. Now, these 12 magnificent Andalusian stallions are from the medieval times Dinner and Tournament, which is a dinner and tournament, which is located in Buena Park, California. Riding on them are the King of Arms, the Ambassador, the Count and Countess, 2 castle guards, and 6 noble knights of the realm.
As its name suggests, this group offers a medieval tournament, jousting matches, and sword fights, and a banquet, too. All the way they would have looked and tasted back in the year 1093. They try for historical accuracy, and they recreate the family history of the originator of the tournament, the Spanish Count of Pereira.
Yeah, And these 12 magnificent Andalusian stallions are from the medieval times dinner and tournament.
Easy for you to say.
I messed it up before. Happy holidays, everyone. I'm Cathy Moriarty here in Pasadena with Shadoe Stevens.
And we are basking in the sun and in the excitement of the 107th Rose Parade. The nearby city of Azusa, a float that echoes the eternal cry of children on a trip. Are we there yet? We should have a companion float. Don't make me come back there. Celebrates outdoor entertainment for all the family, hiking, camping, and backpacking, and also suggests that if you want to do those things in the beautiful canyons of Azusa, that is just fine with them.
After all, you can do anything you want in Azusa from A to Z in the USA. Hey, wait a minute. A to Z USA spells Azusa. Did you know that? You do.
I did not.
Well, you do
I
now.
did not know that.
And did you know that historic Route 66, famed in the song and story, went through Azusa? There's another new fact for you. Actually, Azusa means skunk in Indian.
Huh.
Okay, here's the last bound in the parade, and as you can hear, they're going to close out the music, not with a whimper, but with a blast. 188 musicians, 2 drum majors, and 26 in the color guard. This is the Marching Eagle Regiment of Wanda High School in Rancho Cucamonga, dressed in red, gold, and black military uniform.
Among the notches in their belts are the Southern California Championship and the Bands of America Western Regional Championship. They were the lead band in the Fiesta Bowl parade a few years back, and they performed for the nation's first and highest-ranking saxophone player, President Bill Clinton. Let's give a listen, shall we? Bill would be proud right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm proud.
I'm proud that that's the last band of the parade.
Well, don't be. It's just the way it is.
They're playing Everything Is Coming Up Roses. You hadn't noticed, Shadoe.
Speaking of kids' dreams, a beautiful, elaborate dollhouse has got to be one of them. And that's just what this skilled toy maker is building as youngsters watch with hope in their hearts and stars in their eyes. Around them are the tools and toys that will help educate them and guide their dreams and imaginations.
The float is titled Building America's Dreams for the Future, and it's the first parade entry from the Union Labor Life Insurance Company. Lining the base are colorful rainbows of roses, Gerber daisies, lilies, and lush carpets of mums. Making up the toy maker's detailed projects are exotic seasonings, fragrant cinnamon, cocoa powder, and coffee beans.
And what a beautiful day it is. I can't stress that enough. We were a little bit worried yesterday. It was a little windy, but it is perfect today.
Yeah, absolutely stunning.
You might have noticed that there's not a blizzard in the air. There's no snow. And in fact, everyone's rather casual out here.
Yeah.
Sun is shining.
Now, here's another happy birthday float. This one is from the city of Cleveland, Ohio. And just who is Cleveland wishing a happy birthday? Why, itself. Cleveland is 200 years old and quite frankly is showing off. But then it has a lot to show off about.
You can see the replica of the Terminal Tower there, the city's first skyscraper. Also the dazzling Crystal Pyramid. It's the new Rock and Roll Hall of Fame museum.
Can you believe that's Oral Hershiser on the float?
Can you believe that? The baseball bat is for the Indians, who made it to the World Series in the fall, and football and basketball for the city's other professional teams, the Browns, at least for now, and the Cavaliers. The violin is one of the city's prides, the Cleveland Orchestra, and the sailboat reminds everyone of the recreational possibilities of good old Lake Erie. Happy birthday, Cleveland.
Everybody's still laughing at me because I said Oral's last name wrong. I'm sorry, it's Oral Hershiser. And I know he's a wonderful pitcher. That's about all I know.
You know, it's not important for you to go into that anymore.
Okay, now here from the United States Cavalry Association, 3 groups of horsemen all wearing authentic period uniforms and commemorating the 3 principal eras of the cavalry in American history. First, the 1st Troop Philadelphia City Cavalry, which escorted General George Washington to Massachusetts in 1776 to take command of the Continental Army. Next, the 1st Cavalry's Division's Horse Cavalry Detachment from Fort Hood, Texas, which served in the West in the 1870s and 80s. Shadoe, I'll tell you one job I wouldn't like, being a judge who has to decide which of these marvelous floats win the prizes.
Not an enviable task, Cathy, but there are 3 very capable judges to take it on. Mark Davis is a famous Disney animator and Imagineer. Alida Eshigari is a noted painter, teacher, and special events designer. And Lynn McLean is a leading floral design professional.
All very brave people to choose from among these great floats, more of which will be coming along very soon.
And welcome back to wonderful Pasadena and the 1996 Rose Parade. I'm Shadoe Stevens with the star of the new CBS hit Bless This House, Cathy Moriarty.
And I'm happy to be alongside this great guy whose show Dave's World I just love. About 5 miles of parade have gone by, and I keep saying it can't get any better than this, and it keeps getting better.
It does.
Now, if you're a very attentive Rose Parade watcher, perhaps you'll remember the lively multicultural puppets from a preschool TV show called The Puzzle Place. They were introduced last year on the Southern California Edison float. Well, now the 6 stars of the series are back, once again representing different titles in the American mosaic: Chinese, Lithuanian, African, Mexican, Scandinavian, and Apache.
This time, they're in electrically powered vehicles headed to a party, turning their heads and waving to the crowd as they go. For the 5th year in a row, this is the only all-electric powered float in the parade. Solar-charged batteries power the motors, the drive unit, the animation, sound, and intercom systems, everything, in fact.
This one is also the winner of the theme trophy. What a great float this is. All the faces. I wonder how many flowers it took to make their faces.
Seeing them close up is astonishing.
Isn't it? And this is from the Southern California Edison, and it's called Headed to Our Party. And it has, it's won the theme trophy. Now, this float called Elephant's Antics shows a young boy reading a book as he gets sprayed by a fun-loving elephant while a hyena looks down and laughs. Who dreams up ideas like that? You ask, Shadoe?
Who dreams up ideas like that, Cathy?
Well, the 8-year-old boy up there on the float, Steve Lambert of Dearborn, Michigan. Every year, the International House of Pancakes has a nationwide Dream Up Our Float contest for youngsters from 6 to 12. From this year's 8,000 entries, Stevens was chosen as grand prize winner. Congratulations, Stephen. Have a great ride in the parade.
He has a great name, Stephen.
Yes, it is a wonderful name. First or last.
Oh, truly.
Wow, what a beautiful float. Okay, now this float is called Kids at Play. And if puns get your goat, you're probably going at this one because these kids really are kids. Enjoying a game of ping pong, twisting and spinning as they hit the ball, which bounces from one side of the table to the other, all thanks to some clever computer-operated animation. Meanwhile, the spectator geese swivel their heads back and forth while a mouse nibbles on an ear of corn. And do you see those giant sunflowers?
I do see those.
Well, their centers are made of 1,550 hot orange Mercedes roses.
That's a lot of roses.
This float is the 37th consecutive Dr. Pepper entry in the Rose Parade, and it's called Kids at Play.
It's the 107th Tournament of Roses Parade from wonderful Pasadena. This is the Animation Award. Coming up.
Yes, it sure is the Animation Award. Up front on this float is that sea serpent who could be smiling or scowling. With sea serpents, it's hard to tell. We know he's definitely letting off steam. Meanwhile, on his tail is a boat with kids who are dreaming about finding a sea serpent, not knowing though if they've already found one or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, or vice versa.
Sure, well said.
This is the entry from the La Cañada Flintridge Tournament of Roses Association. They consider the float the largest cottage industry in their town. The only trouble is it doesn't pay well. In fact, it doesn't pay anything. All the workers are volunteers. The name of the float is called Sea Dreams. Can you believe that all those people are all volunteers?
It looks like fun, actually. I never really thought it would be until I saw them close up, and it looks like it's a very rewarding thing to do.
They've all really had a great time, and they come back and do it year after year. And we wouldn't have this wonderful parade without all those volunteers, would we?
God bless them. And here from the city of Torrance, California, is a float called Make 'em Laugh, Keep 'em Dreaming, which touches just about all the bases in this year's parade theme. The Jack in this box is a smiling jester holding in his right hand a replica of himself. He's decorated with carnation petals, orchid petals, and mums. The box with roses, carnations, iris, status petals, and mums.
This float is decorated entirely by volunteers from Torrance, which, by the way, was first represented way back in the 1914 Rose Parade and has had floats in 36 of the last 37 parades.
I like this one, too.
Yeah, I do,
It's a great
too.
one. January 1st, 1996. I think this leads me to believe that it's a good omen for the year to come.
I hope so, and we'd like to welcome and wish everybody into 1996 and wish everybody a happy and a healthy new year.
Especially Wednesday night on Dave's World and Bless This House. Wednesday night on CBS.
That's right.
8 till 9 o'clock.
You're on at 8, and I'm on at 8:30.
What a great night of television.
I'll be watching you, Shadoe.
And I'll watch you. You know that.
Okay, here comes a float called Hide and Seek. Once upon a time, kids used to dream about having a treehouse. And maybe even in this age of technology, they still do. If so, here's the answer to a child's dream. The float is called Hide and Seek, and the kids playing in it seem to be having a great time, even including the animals in their game. The one in front is it and counting while the others run to hide. Notice that the treehouse says no girls on it, but that doesn't seem to be stopping the two young ladies up there. The counting, the peeking, and the hiding are all handled by computer-controlled hydraulics and electric motors. This float is from the city of South Pasadena Tournament of Roses. It's the oldest self-built entry in the parade, a part of it since 1909. And all of that work has been done by volunteers.
Well, Kathy, the parade has passed by all 5.5 miles of it.
Sure is a rousing way to get us marching into 1996, which I hope is going to be a great year for you, Shadoe.
And for you, too. I must say all the omens are bright. Did I say that before? Is that deja vu? Bouchardé again? You've got a great series going. Bless This House. Wednesdays, isn't it Wednesdays on CBS?
Wednesday night.
Yes.
And I
it's
think,
a Wednesday night.
And I think the World of Dave's World, which also airs on CBS Wednesday nights, right before my show. So I think 1996 may be a good one for both of us, and I hope it will be a great one for everyone out there.
Well, let me join you in that wish. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. So long.
Bye!
Thank you for joining us. A wonderful morning and a great start to 1996. All of us here at CBS wish you and yours the healthiest and happiest of New Years.
You've never seen Montel like this. Montel Williams is Matt Waters, premiering this Wednesday after Bless This House on CBS.